Hello. Hi, good evening. Hello? I cannot hear you, Nia.
What is wrong today? Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hi. It's
Oh,
good
wait.
to see you. How are you today?
Good and feeling relaxed.
Oh, feeling relaxed. Why?
Because there are nothing like exhausted work or homework today.
Oh, so you just like a little bit chill because you don't have homework to do in your school?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And how was Anne? I haven't seen her also because the weather
Right.
is not good.
What can I say? A little pig is eating her snack right now.
Oh, why? Why is she eating her snack? Didn't she eat dinner?
Not like it's like more like a dessert
Oh,
after the
yeah, I
meal.
see.
The
Yeah,
main meal.
yeah, I see. Oh, do not eat too much sweet, Anne. Okay, so anyway, what did you eat for dinner?
um Hamburger. Homemade
Wow.
hamburger.
Wow, that's nice. Did your mom made it?
Yeah.
Very good.
My mom my mom prepare all the meat, the ingredient that we need, and we just make our
You
own
just
hamburger like that.
wow.
Yeah, we
Wow, that's so good. Like I really like hamburger, especially when it's like you homemade hamburger. That's really good. Okay, so very nice. So you had hamburger for your dinner. That's good. Okay, and by the way, how is the weather in your country right now?
it's really cold.
It did not rain?
Yeah,
Oh, here it's been raining like since Monday or Sunday. Yeah, it's been raining like heavy rain.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's wrong.
My
So
mom said that like on Monday and Tuesday, your countries have a flood,
yeah, that's
a
really
storm or a flood.
yeah, that's why it's really difficult because during like November to December to January, like our country will usually experience like strong typhoons. Yeah, so it's kind of hard because it can really affect because they will automatically shut down electricity when there's like heavy rain. Yeah, so it's really difficult. Okay, and thankfully today it did not rain, but the weather's still cloudy. It's not yet good. So hopefully the next coming days the weather will be fine. All right, so anyway, are you ready to start now?
Yeah, yeah,
Guys, oh, I hear Anne also.
yeah. She just sit right next to me.
Oh, okay. So, last week we already talked about this one about country and Western music, and also we answered this one. So this is about the sheriff's badge, and we answer true or false. Okay, so now we will continue, and we will have the story today. So we will see what happened. Okay, in the story. But before that, I want you to please look at the picture on page 58. So let's try to look on page 58. Okay, and then and write sentences. For example, the robbers' horses are so. Let's try to look at the picture on page 58. and then write sentences, okay? About the robbers, the sheriff, the children, the babies. Let's go back to page 8. Okay, here. Just make 2 sentences about the robbers and the sheriff. What can you say just by looking at a picture?
The robber looked scary.
The robber looked scary. Yes, that's correct. It really looks scary. And your next sentence?
About the sheriff. He looked scared, like worried, don't know what to do.
So the sheriff looks scared. Okay, so let's try to find out what really happened in the story. Is it true that the sheriff got scared? And what happened to the robbers? Okay, are you ready to listen?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to no, let's just answer the question after the story so that you can answer this one. Okay, so here I want you to please listen, and you can also read the story. Okay. Okay, here.
Student's Book, pages 62 and 63. The Time Travellers. 2. Read and listen to the story to check your answers.
The bank robbery. The children watched the men get off their horses and walk up to the bank. The people in the street looked very worried and went inside their houses. The men had scarves around their mouths. They disappeared inside the bank.
I don't like this,
said Phoebe.
I think they're going to rob the bank.
A minute later, a woman ran out of the building.
They're robbing the bank!
She shouted.
You were right, Phoebe,
said Alex.
but what can we do? We can go in and stop them,
said Patrick.
Don't be silly.
Said Phoebe.
That's too dangerous. Let's go and talk to the sheriff.
The kids went into the sheriff's office and told him about the robbers. He wasn't very interested.
Aren't you going to do something?
Asked Phoebe.
What can I do?
Asked the sheriff.
They're the Dalton brothers, the most dangerous robbers around. I'm not going to try to stop them. It's too dangerous.
Well, somebody has got to do something,
said Patrick.
Come on, I've got a plan.
Patrick walked over to the robbers' horses. Phoebe and Alex followed.
Pass me that rope,
he said. Alex gave him the rope, and Patrick tied it around the horses' legs.
That'll stop them,
he said.
I think we need to do more,
said Alex.
Give me your penknife, Patrick.
Hurry up, boys,
said Phoebe.
The Daltons are coming.
The Dalton brothers walked up to the children.
You three are brave,
the tallest one said. He took out a big knife. The kids were scared.
Don't worry.
He said.
This is to free our horses. Nice try, kids.
He cut the rope from the horses' legs and they rode away.
Yeehaw!
That wasn't a very good plan.
Phoebe said,
Just wait a minute.
said Alex. As the Daltons were leaving town, their horses jumped over a fence and the men fell to the ground.
We've got them!
Alex shouted.
Get the sheriff!
The sheriff walked up to the brothers and put handcuffs on them.
That was very clever, kids. But how did you do it?
I knew they had to jump over that fence to leave town,
Said Alex.
so I cut the straps on their saddles.
The sheriff took the brothers to the jail and put them behind bars. He gave each of the kids a badge.
Thank you.
He said. As the kids walked past the jail door, the shortest of the brothers shouted out to them.
We'll get you, kids!
I don't think so.
Said Phoebe. She could see the yellow light glowing.
Goodbye, Dalton brothers. Goodbye, Sheriff.
The time travellers walked into the light and were gone in a flash.
Okay, so there you go, and that's the story about the bank robbery. So let's go, before we talk about the story, let's try to answer the questions here. First, what are the names of the robbers? Yeah, what's that? Sorry.
The Dalton brothers.
Okay, and what does the sheriff give the kids?
The sheriff gives the kids a badge.
Okay, so let's try to check. So the Dalton brothers, that's the name of the robbers, and he gives each of them a badge. That's correct. Okay, so thank you so much for answering. Now, let's talk about the story. So again, where are they? Past, present, or in the future?
They're in the past.
Okay, so they're in the past. And what happened in the story? What did they saw there?
They saw robbers rob a bank.
Mhm,
Then they ran to the place where the sheriff.
mhm. Okay, and also there's horses. So whose horses are these?
Yeah, they tie the horse's leg like
Yeah.
Patrick planned,
That's true. Patrick
but
planned.
it not work.
It did not work out. And then how did, I mean, like, let us go back to the question, like, what did the sheriff feel when the robbers are there in the bank?
He feel like he not surprised of them robbing the bank because he scared them. They're the dangerous.
Yeah, they're
most
really
dangerous robber in the town.
Yes, they're the most dangerous robbers in town, meaning like they already robbed different banks or different establishments. So that's why the sheriff feels scared also. And then what did they do? How did the kids, the time travelers, help the sheriff?
They help by planning a plan. Alex plan actually.
So Alex planned it. The
Cut
saddle.
off the saddle on the horse of each robbers.
Okay, and it did work out after that. Okay, so they jump off the fence, and then look at that. That's what happened to them. Thanks also to the time travelers, because the sheriff caught the meanest robber in town, or the most dangerous robbers in town. Okay, so there you
What was that?
go. So you just heard the story about the bank robbery. Now let's try to choose the correct answers. Okay, so this is still about the story. So I want you to please read the question and choose the correct answers. Who wants to go in the bank?
Patrick?
Okay, that's correct. So Patrick wants to go in the bank. And why doesn't the sheriff want to do anything?
He's scared.
Of course, he's scared because there's just one sheriff. And look at that. There's 3 of them. Yeah. So it's kind of scary. 1 versus 3. And number 3, what does the tallest Dalton brother think of the kids?
They're courageous.
Courageous. Okay, they are courageous because they help. And number 4, what does Alex do with the pen knife? With the pen knife?
He cut the saddles.
Okay, so he cuts the saddles, and that's what makes the robbers fell off the horse after that. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much for answering me. So that's all about the story, and I see that you really did understand what happened in here. Okay, wait. Do you have question anyway about this one? About the
No?
story, do you have question? No. Okay, so here, think. Who do you think says these things, and where and when do they say them? So let's start with this one, number 1. Everybody on the floor, now give us the money. Who do you think
The
says?
Dalton brothers.
Okay, so it's very obvious. It's the robbers, the Dalton brothers. Okay, and number 2. The Dalton brothers aren't scared of me.
The Dalton brothers are scary. The sheriff.
Okay,
The
the
sheriff.
sheriff. Yes, the Dalton brothers aren't scared of the sheriff. They're so mean. And number 3, that was a great plan, Alex. Who says this?
Phoebe.
Okay,
I mean,
Phoebe.
Aubrey firstly.
Yes. And number 4, those kids, they tricked us.
The Dalton brothers.
Yes, that's the Dalton brothers. And about number 5, these brothers aren't going to rob any more banks now.
The sheriff.
Yes, it's the sheriff, of course.
At first, I think it could be Patrick, but if I think closely about it, I think it's more makes sense when the sheriff say that.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so yay, thank you so much for that. Okay, so that's all about the story, the bank robbery. So again, the time travelers traveled in the past once again, and there they saw this cowboy robbers, the mean cowboy robbers trying to rob a bank, and of course they did not rob the bank successfully. It's because of Phoebe, Alex, and Patrick. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much for listening. Now, here, read the web page and match the words with the definition. So I want you to please read. Oh, wait, where's the web page? I think this one. I want you to please read this one first. This is the web page. And then after that, I will let you answer what's the meaning of the words, this one, TP, Sayok's Bison Reservations. Okay?
Okay.
So can you please read? Tell me if you're done.
Can you zoom in?
Okay, wait, please. Wait for a minute. Okay, how about that? Can you see it now?
Hey.
Can you see?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, done. Okay, so again, this is like a web page. So this is actually true about this one. So this is about American Indians. So the first Europeans arrived in North America in 1492 and soon met the people living there. So the Europeans thought they were in India and called these people Indians. There were millions of American Indians, and they lived in many different tribes, and each tribe had its own way of life. So if you can like see like in when you say Indian people, like they usually have this different tribe, okay, where like they have their own they had different languages, they lived in different types of house, so that's how they differentiate the people there in tribe. Okay, and um they loved their land and nature was important to them. Soon more and more Europeans started to arrive in North America. They didn't like the American Indians because they were very different from the Europeans. The Europeans also wanted the American Indians' land so they could build their own homes and towns. There was fighting and many people were killed. And these days, there are still many American Indians living in North America. Some of them live on areas of land called reservations. They have their own schools and even their own police. So they are proud of their history and tradition. So this is their history. So this was like in 1492. Oh my gosh, so that's a very long time ago. So we have it here. Look at the picture. If you can, it's not that clear because that's very long time ago. So Sitting Bull was a famous chief of Sayuk tribe. So before, like they if you can still remember in our previous stories, like in their tribe, they call the leader of the tribe as their chief. Can you still remember that?
Yeah.
So this one, Sitting Bull, so he's like a famous chief of Sayuk's tribe, one of the tribe of the American Indians. So this one, it's not clear. Yeah,
Yeah. Is it a drawing?
I don't think so. If it's a drawing, but before, like they usually like what do you call this one? Use like they usually print their faces in a stone. So that's why it's actually looks like this. But I'm not quite sure if it's a drawing or where did they get this, but it's yeah, it's not clear. And it's I don't know, like look at that. Maybe it's a drawing or a painting or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they just remake this one so that we can see it clearly because that's a long time ago, not 1492. And we also have it here like this one. Look, many Indians lived in tall tents called teepees like this. So this is what it actually looked like. Okay. So can you imagine living here? Like
Yeah.
like living like
Like don't know what it will look like inside anymore.
yeah. So that's how they lived before. Okay. They just use this one. And also
I
this
don't think
one.
right now it still have the TPs like this. Maybe in a museum, which
Yeah.
traditional museum,
Yes.
historic museum, but not in real life because how could people even live in this?
Yes, that's true. Because as the years passed by, like everything's been improving. So we cannot see this kind of house now. So it's totally like a new generation now. High tech one. Okay, and also this one, bison were important for Indians because they got food and clothing from them. Okay, so if you will think me before, clothes like they cannot buy clothes. Okay, because that's 1492. That's if you can still remember, like before, people only wear like to cover the body, some of the important body parts, and
Yeah,
they just
I
like
know
half
that.
naked. So this one, as you can see, bison, it's very important to them because they got food and clothing from them. So this, when you come to think of it, the skin of this one, they use this as their clothing. Okay. Yeah, you can use the skin of this one as clothing. And also the meat they use that as their food. So that's how people before lived. Can you imagine living that kind of life now?
I don't know.
I cannot imagine that one. All right, so that's it. Now let's
Yeah,
go back.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
um right now my only question in my head is like how could even the history people live like this?
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
that's
even
true. How did they
imagination.
survive this kind of life? Okay,
Yeah,
how did they survive?
I
Some
think it's maybe because right now it's too much technology,
that's
it's
true.
too modern. We forgot about the
That's
history
true.
thing.
That's true. Okay, so good thing about this book it's because you can go back and learn about like what happened before because it's nice to know like it's nice to know the differences of the way people lived before and the way people live today because you can really see the
Yeah,
differences and like the improvement and like what's the effect of technology in our lives now. Okay, so maybe their life before was nice. Okay, we don't know because we haven't
I think
experienced that one yet.
because when the environment is not polluted like right now.
Yeah, and take note, their their nature, they love nature. Okay, so they love their land and nature was important to them. So they're really taking care of their environment. So but right now, if you can see in the news, all over the news, like our planet Earth already polluted, and yeah, I don't know, like it's too hot, too cold also. So there's already this climate change happening.
Yeah.
So let's just hope for um our Earth to heal.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, let's try to answer this one. Okay, so these are the words that you can find in the story. So I want you to read and then match the words with the definitions.
Do I need to match?
No, it's okay. Like, just read the word and then give me the meaning.
Okay.
Its
T
definition.
TP is a type a typical Indian house.
Okay, so it's a typical Indian house. Okay, that's a tent, long tent.
What?
Yes, that's what they call that one. And about number 2,
How can you read that one?
Sayaks.
Science. Science is a famous Indian tribe.
It's a famous Indian tribe. That's correct. And 3, bison.
Bison, an animal that lives in North
Okay, so it's an
America.
animal that lives in North America. So that's where they get their food and their clothing from that animal, and it's very important to them. And reservations, that's of course.
Areas of land where modern Indian live.
Okay, so areas of land where modern Indians live. Okay, so these are the words. So it's kind of like not not an easy words to pronounce. Not the typical words that we can see every day. Okay, so that's it. So that's American Indians. Now here, let's try to answer the questions here. This is still about the web page. How did the American Indians get their name?
Can I read the passage again?
Okay, you want to read again?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I will. Okay, go.
Okay.
Okay. So how did the American Indians get their name?
The European thought they were Indian and called these people Indians.
That's correct. Okay, so the Europeans thought that they were Indians. Okay, that they were in India, so they call these people Indians. So that's why they call them American Indians. Okay, and number 2, how were American Indian tribes different from each other?
Different tribe, different way of life, different house, different language, type of house, different type of language.
Okay, that's right. So that's how they different. I mean, that's how they different from each other. Okay, so they had different languages, and of course they had their own way of life. Dif they live in different types of houses, but of course there's just this common thing: they love their land, and nature was important to them. 3. Why did things get bad when the Europeans and the American Indian with between the Europeans and the American Indians?
Um, they think that they are really different from each other.
They are different from each
Yeah,
other? Okay, so of course they're really different. Like from its mindset down to the way they believe, it's really different. Like Europeans, they don't have that tribe, they don't do that. Okay. Compared to American Indian, they live as like they have their own tribe, and they had their chief in their tribe. Okay, so that's really different. And number 4, what did the Europeans want?
they want the land of the Indian America.
Okay, so they want to build their own homes and towns also. That's why they wanted to like get the land. Okay. And it caused like fighting and killing, and many people were killed because of that. Okay, that's actually true because mm, before, like um when they talk about land, for them land is very like, what do you call this one, they want to own a land. That was before. Like even now Philippines has been experiencing like um I cannot say it's a war because there's not no war that's been happening, but China and Philippines has been like debating about this land, about this specific land from over there in the mid. They're discussing that this land belongs to China, and of course the
Oh,
Philippines also claiming that this is the Philippines ever since. So yeah,
also, is that also happen in your country?
yeah, like up until now, it's still a big issue. Like there's still a huge issue of that one.
Yeah, in my country also.
Oh, so what country?
In my country with China, of course, there was a Iceland that is like from the
Also,
history to right now, it still belong to Vietnam, but China keeps saying that that is their Iceland.
oh my gosh, I really don't know what's wrong with them, but that's also what's happening. Like
Yeah,
there's
I like it's before COVID and still right now, even in COVID.
yeah.
You know,
Actually, there's a news like just this morning that the Chinese vessel fire a water gun in the Filipino vessel, because
oh,
in this there's this certain island, and that there's this Chinese vessel and Philip Filipino vessel. So
yeah, you
there's
know, like if I'm not wrong, last year in my school it have a competition, or it's not like competition, it's like reading writing a letter
mhm.
person who in at the person who at the Iceland that will protect the Iceland that will
Yeah.
what is called.
What your island?
Yeah, let me
Mm.
check a little while. Like they will protect the people who live in that island.
Yeah, that's true. So they're like debating about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what really like I don't know what's wrong with these people, but they're like it's still happening right now. Like people still fighting for this land. Okay, there's this certain land because this specific island has like um because it's in the ocean, middle of the ocean, so it's a lot of like what they call shells. Like you can really get a lot of things from there. That's
Yeah.
why they wanted to get it. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future about that because that's still an issue up until now.
Who knows if let's just hope that the future is will over.
It because that was really in the history before, like it's really part of the Philippine land. But they just claimed that. I think that was 3 years or 5 years ago. The Chinese claim that it's
It's also goes
theirs.
same. You know, it's also goes same for Vietnam. You know, there was one of the island that I told you about. They
Yeah.
actually choose island, but one of them or China's already get from us, and they
Mm-hmm.
going to get the
Oh my
second also.
gosh. That's
Who
really
knows?
bad.
Yeah.
Well, let's just hope that these people will not win because it's, you know. Okay, so
You sometimes
anyway,
me and like all the kids like sometimes in the head like, what is wrong with Chinese people?
that's
Why do
true.
they want to get
Even the kids, like because I thought,
other country? Why do they want to start a riot like that?
yeah, that's true. Like it because China has the biggest population in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's just hope that things will be better soon. Okay, so anyway, Nee, as much as I want to talk about this one, and it's time already. So we will just continue talking about this one in our next class next week, okay?
Okay.
And I'll see you and tomorrow and also you. Yes.
The sleeping beauty is for sleep
Oh,
right now.
oh no.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe she too bored to listen to the lesson, so she just fall asleep instead.
Oh no, it's still early ad. It's still 8 p.m. in your
Yeah.
country now.
Well, I will like wake up her now because she
Yeah.
going to prepare for tomorrow online
Okay,
class
so you
tomorrow.
better wake her up and I mean she can sleep back later. Okay, so thank you,
Yep.
Nee, and see you again next week. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.